Alrighty, grade 8s, welcome to another entertaining math lesson. Today we're going to be working on lesson 3.9, order of operations with fractions. Now, I know we've already done order of operations earlier in this unit, and the only difference with this lesson compared to that other one is the word fractions here. Makes it a little more difficult, but not impossible. We just got to be detailed in our work and let's have some fun with it. So I have a couple questions we're going to work through. This should look familiar to you. The order of operations, BEDMAS, brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. That's nothing new to you guys. You did really well on that previous lesson. So let's just get at it. Let's try one. Here's a question. 5/6 subtract 3/8 times 2/3. The only thing that makes this difficult or look difficult is the fact that all our numbers now have denominators on them. So don't get discouraged. Let's just work our way through it. So the first thing we got to do is figure out what signs we're dealing with here, or what actions we're dealing with here. So in this case, we have a subtraction and a multiplication. So let's go over here to these operations. And you'll notice that multiplication is before subtraction, correct? So that means we have to do this one right here. So 3/8 times 2/3. That's the first thing we need to do. What I want to do, before you do anything, whenever you multiply fractions, the one thing I want you to get in your head is there any way I can reduce it? Are there numbers that play together well? Let's figure that out before we go through and multiply anything. So in this case, I see a 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. So I know they can each go into each other once. And 2 and 8, well, they play well together. And I know 2 goes into 8 4 times. And 2 goes into 2 once. So now what I'm asked is, I'm just going to rewrite it on the next slide here to keep this in order. So now we're dealing with 5/6. I'm just going to rewrite this. 5/6 subtract 1/4 times 1/1, right? So, all right, so 1 times 1 is 1, 4 times 1 is 4. So now what we're really left with is 5/6 subtract 1/4. I'm running out of room, so I'm just going to rewrite this on the next page. 5/6. That's the toughest thing about order of operations. Is it was 1/4, right? Yeah. Is just writing down your steps. That's the thing. You might not be used to that, but it's a good habit to get into. It'll help you out in high school math. Now I'm subtracting here. The problem is my denominators are not the same. Does anybody see what I can change these? I need to have common denominators so I can subtract them. If I count by sixes, 6, 12, 18, 24. If I count by fours, 4, 8, 12. Yeah, we can change the number here to 12 by multiplying it by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do the same to the top. So 1 times 3 is 3. Over here, we just multiply it by 2, and that'll get us to the number 12. And over here, multiply the top by 2, and that'll get us to 10. So what are we asked here? We're asked for 10/12 subtract 3/12. Now we know that in subtracting fractions, subtract the numerators. 10 subtract 3 is 7. And our denominators stay the same when subtracting. So our answer works out to be 7/12 right there. There you go. Equals 7/12. So 5/6 subtract 3/8 times 2/3 equals 7/12. That's about it. Let's try another question here. Okay, ooh. Why did I say ooh? Because I'm looking at this, and right off the bat we have brackets. Well, if I go back here to my order of operations, the first thing I do is the brackets. So let's figure that out. It's a subtraction question, and my denominators are not the same. So the first thing I got to do is change this to have the same denominators. Well, 4 and 8, that's easy. I can just multiply this by 2, and I'll change this number 2 and 8. I can multiply the bottom by 2, I multiply the top by 2, and that becomes 6. Now, really, I'm asked 7/8 subtract 6/8. 7 subtract 6 is 1. Denominators stay the same. In this case, 8. And I bring the rest of the question down. So 1/3 times 1/8. Well, when multiplying fractions, multiply the numerators. In this case, 1 times 1 is 1. And I multiply the denominators. In this case, 3 times 8 is 24. So my answer for 1/3 times 7/8 subtract 3/4 in brackets is equal to 1/24. Alright. So, short and sweet lesson today. Here's your question. I'm going to ask you to try and solve this and answer it in the Edmodo section, and be ready to have some fun with order of operations using fractions tomorrow in math. So 7/8 divided by 1/3 times an 8 in brackets. So remember, brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. You should be fine. Write down your steps as you go through it. Answer it in the comments. Thanks a lot, grade 8s. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.